Hey guys, Stephen Tony here, and I am back with a new video. And this one is going to be an overview video, and this is to the Radiance Films box set, Wicked Games, 3 films by Robert Hossein. Now, this is a fairly new pickup. I meant to show it in my first update of the year, and I totally forgot about it for whatever reason. But I do feel it did and deserve its own video, so I'm kind of glad of that now. But anyway, for those who aren't aware, Robert Hossein was a French actor and filmmaker. Not as well known, I think, as some of the other greats out there, but still a fine actor, and he was also a fine auteur. For those who have been watching my channel regularly, you'll know he did my third favorite Euro Western of all time, Cemetery Without Crosses, which of course is an excellent film. But here are 3 films from his early career as a director, and also star or co-star. Yeah, and in fact, I think his very first effort is on here. Yeah, it is. And the films in the set are The Wicked Go to Hell, Nude in a White Car, and The Taste of Violence. The Taste of Violence is the most interesting one so far. But anyway, yeah. Hossein, I know, was influenced by American cinema, as a lot of other Frenchmen and Italians were of the time. And yeah, I like it. Here's his first 2 films here. Here, the I Could Go to Hell and Nude in a Nude in a White Car. Now, what's interesting about the Wicked Go to Hell is that he's actually not a star in this one, or a big supporting part actor either. He's actually, how to say it? Like, he's not really secondary. He's got more of a cameo in it. Like, he's mainly behind in the camera in his first effort here. But yeah, it stars. Let's see if I can pick it up here. Oh yeah, it's got Serge Reggiani in it, who's been in loads of stuff. Basically, he plays an escaped criminal from prison, and he and this other guy end up falling for the same lady, and they end up going on this sort of road trip type affair to a beach, and all this stuff starts happening. Yeah, it's more of like, a thinking person's noir, but it's probably more, noir than that from the sounds of it. Oh yeah, I should also mention I haven't seen either of these yet, so I'm kind of just going by what I know here. Here, so yeah, Hossein, yeah, again plays a small part in it, and it's also based on a novel by an author named Frederick Dard. Dard. Yeah, and looks good, from what I've seen, still wise. And in Nude in a white car. Hossein does star in that, as well as co-authored the script and directed. He basically plays a guy who gives a girl a ride home, or he's driving her someplace after finding her like lost on a streetway, and she sort of comes on to him, and they start having a liaison, but for some reason, she ends up pulling a gun on him and orders him out and steals the car. So, really determined to find out who she is and why she was doing what she was doing. He ends up tracking her whereabouts to these two sisters. Excuse me. Both of whom are recluses. One's like really moody and unapproachable, and the other's in a wheelchair. And pretty soon he starts learning all this stuff, and gets into a bigger mystery. As I said, I haven't seen these two yet, but I do plan to soon, and I'm looking forward to it. And what's nice is that they each get their own discs. So yeah, and here's the alternate covers, if I can kind of get that there. Yeah. So yes, like that is the excuse me, the Wicked Go to Hell and Nude in a White Car. Okay, and the other film in this set. Now, that's what I have watched. This is the Taste of Violence. This film is actually a precursor to the Italian and Euro westerns, because it had a similar vibe to the Zapata revolutionary westerns of the late 60s, early 70s. Although the Taste of Violence itself isn't really a western per se, it's a set in the 1910s in an unnamed Latin American nation, like where there's a revolution going on to oppose this unseen and unnamed dictator. And Hossein basically co-authors, co-directs, and stars. He plays one of the veterans of the revolutionaries, and he basically draws the straw from his leader to kidnap the daughter of the dictator and hold her for ransom until he abdicates power. And along the way, he starts seeing noticeable changes to the mood of the revolution, and also to his two comrades who were helping him guard the daughter. Now, this co-stars Giovanna Raleigh, who plays the dictator's daughter, and Mario Adorf, who plays Hossein's second in command. And yeah, and yeah, this is a really good one. One like oh, here's the book accompanying it. Yeah, it's it definitely did precurse a lot of the stuff seen in the Italian westerns of the day. That the theme of revolution. That it's grand and glorious. Like you're taking down the bad guys, but unlike the Italian westerns, and even predating the revisionist westerns of the U.S. It ends up being that the revolution isn't as glamorous as people are thinking it is. True colors start to come out. Realizations that you're in over like in your head, especially when you kidnap somebody as important as the dictator's daughter. His family, in general as well. Yeah, but like certain paranoias start to set in. Like minds starting to wander to what to what they can get for themselves out of the situation. It's kind of bleak in a way because the glory of revolution, slowly gets chipped away as the film, as the film progresses. It's a very sad film as well, because Hossein's character is so dedicated to this cause. He pretty much gives up everything else in his life for it. He gives up his fiancée, he gives up his parents, he gives up his sister, he gives up his nieces and nephews. He was like, he basically sacrifices everything in his life, like everything, for this cause of an equally unseen leader. And and slowly but surely, he starts realizing what it's cost him, essentially. He sees that the revolution isn't as grand and glorious, but he's so wrapped up in it, he can't denounce it either. It's a very powerful and like well-made film, and I love how Radiance cleaned the film up, and like and preserved it. There was a French Blu-ray for a lot of years prior to this release, but I don't think it was English subtitle friendly. So, and the only way to see it in the States for a while was a very poor VHS copy that like aired on Tubi. So I'm very excited and happy that this oh yeah, got the love and treatment it did, and it's an excellent film. Yeah, if you're a Western lover, I believe you'll enjoy this. Because it paints a very different perspective on the many revolutions in Mexico, and that it came out in '61, about 4 to 6 years before it kind of got into vogue to to you know to dissecting it, and showing it for what it kind of really was. And Hossein does an excellent job, and he also got great performances out of Giovanna Raleigh and Mario Adorf. Raleigh especially, because her character doesn't say much throughout the film, but what she does say is very powerful every time. And Adorf is great as the guy, who's all in, and then it all of a sudden clicks. He's probably put his life in unnecessary danger. Yeah, really excellent film, and a great set that I am very, very happy Radiance put out. I'm a big fan of Robert Hossein. I've only seen maybe, 3 or 4 films he was in. I believe the first one I saw him in was Don Juan, or if Don Juan were a woman, Brigitte Bardot's last film. Then I saw him in, of course, Cemetery with Crosses, The Professional, with Jean-Paul Belmondo, and of course, Taste of Violence. So yeah, I'm really hoping Radiance or some other boutique label, puts out more of his films. I think he's a very overlooked actor and filmmaker, because when he was active in France in the 60s and late 50s, in fashion, Nouvelle Vague guys were taking pot shots at the world, and what they thought was bad. And Hossein wasn't doing that. He was telling entertaining films with good subtext that you would start thinking about once the film was over. And I really liked that. That's how Jean-Pierre Melville was, Francesco Rosi, and a few other filmmakers, which I love. I love being entertained, and then starting to think about what the writers and directors intents were with the project afterwards. I just love when a film. I just love when a filmmaker can entertain you and then have you thinking afterwards. Words, and I think because Hossein wasn't playing that game, especially after the events of 1968, I think he was kind of blackballed unfairly because, because he wasn't doing what everybody else was, which is a shame. He was unfairly punished for it. But now he's starting to be seen for the for the artist he was. I know he didn't direct that many features. I think he did like 12 maybe, or 13 or 14. I know it's not a huge number, but every thing I've read about his directorial efforts is really good. So I am very thankful to Radiance for starting the ball rolling on hopefully seeing more of Hossein's directorial efforts on Blu-ray. So yes, that is it for this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Have you ever heard of Hossein? Have you seen any of his works? As just an actor or as an actor and director? What did you think of them? Do you have this particular set? Have you seen any of the films? What did you think of them? I'm just let me know. Your thoughts there. And if there's any Hossein films that he directed that I should see first once they make it to home media, please let me know as well. And thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks again, guys. Take care. Bye.